Right, no messing about. Let's get into the news because I'm already late on this. I've let it simmer a little bit, but I think there's probably going to be more to follow. But anyway, um, OpenAI. I'm sure you know that name by now. They are one of the leading companies in AI right now. Company behind ChatGPT and things like that. They have just fired their CEO, Sam Altman, just out of the blue. There is some reasoning for it, which I'm going to get into in their blog post, and there's been various other developments since, which I'm going to summarise here in this video to some brief extent. I'm sure there'll be more to follow, but anyway. In this blog post, it sort of goes over sort of what's happening. Sam Altman departing as CEO, being replaced by the CTO as Mira Murati, will serve as the interim CEO. So obviously, until they find a suitable replacement, she's going to take over. I'll get into it in a bit, but that's no longer the case already. Greg Brockman, as well, as another notable name on here, is said to be stepping down from the board, but to retain his role at the company. Again, no longer the case, but we'll get into it. There is one paragraph here that's important, which says sort of why he's been fired. Mr. Altman's departure follows a deliberative review process by the board, which concluded that he was not consistently candid in his communications with the board, hindering his ability to exercise his responsibilities. The board no longer has confidence in his ability to continue leading OpenAI. You could say it wasn't being very open. I'll save the jokes for later. But basically, he was doing stuff that the board didn't like. We don't know what that is. We can only assume. With context towards the end, it might be quite easy to assume what that might be. But basically, him and the board weren't communicating to the board's liking, and he's been let go. Now, Greg Brockman, it does mention that he was supposed to retain his role at the company. Greg Brockman actually stepped down after this news as well. And he put a tweet out as well, sort of on behalf of him and Sam, saying that, shocked and saddened by what the board did today. Thanked everyone that they'd worked with and everyone that reached out. And they too are still trying to figure things out. They don't even really know what's happening right now, or at least at the time that this tweet was made. Everything was very, very sudden. This was at 20 to 5 in the morning. This was 4:42 a.m. on November 18th. So this was all very much out the blue, basically, and everyone was sort of scrambling to try and figure out what was going on at the time. Basically, Sam and him got a text asking them to talk on Friday. They joined a Google Meet with the whole board. Sam did. Greg, So Sam was fired for a Google Meet. Classy. But anyway, so that's basically what happened on Friday. And since then, obviously I said Greg Brockman stepped down and things as well, on hearing this news. Not just him, both senior researchers in the company also stepped down after the news, as covered by The Verge here. And then on top of that, the staff themselves also threatened to quit. There was an ultimatum made after that. The rest of the staff basically made this ultimatum that, either bring Sam back and the entire board quits, or we quit. So they were going to have an entire staff walkout because the board fired Sam, basically. It says a lot about Sam as a CEO. Whatever opinions people may have of him, it's a bit of an enigma, I suppose, as a character. But the people who know him and work with him on a daily basis obviously looked up to him and back him clearly. So it says a lot for his work and what he does. But yeah, they all threatened to walk out. There was a 5 p.m. deadline, and it was not met. Basically, this was Friday again, I think. It might have been Saturday at this point, but the the deadline was not met. So whether they actually walked out or not, don't know. I don't know if some people did, some people didn't stick to it. Don't know the full details about that just yet, but basically there was riots within the company basically when this happened. Now, since then, it gets even weirder. About a day after that, not even 24 hours ago actually, Sam posted a picture on the app formerly known as Twitter. Then first and last time I ever wear one of these, and he's wearing a guest badge into his own company. They invited him back in for what I'm guessing is a chat to bring him back in as CEO. Just after they sacked him the day before, which is amazing. Just an absolute colossal mess that this whole situation is. But it gets worse, right? After talking about the staff walking out, he also put up a tweet saying, "I love the OpenAI team so much." That confused everyone at the time, being like, "What? Didn't they just fire? What the hell is going on?" But yeah, obviously that was alluding to the fact that it hadn't been announced at that point, but the staff were threatening to walk out over his departure. So you can see there as well that on his Twitter that someone else took a photo of him actually taking that photo as well, just to confirm that it wasn't fake. After that, because it gets weirder, the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, gets involved. Because Microsoft obviously invests and partner quite heavily with OpenAI. And they make an announcement, Satya Nadella, Sunday, or actually for me, Monday morning really, but this was Sunday over there, Sunday night, like midnight pretty much. And he makes the announcement that Sam is now going to be joining Microsoft as CEO of a new AI research team. It just gets weirder. Elon Musk, now they'll have to use Teams. Yeah, Elon Musk is always involved in these things. Anyway, so crazy times we're living in. This is some weird timeline we're living in, but I'm here for it. It's amazing. They're still going to be partnering with OpenAI apparently, going forward, and also he's also made mention as well that Emmett Shear is going to be the new CEO of OpenAI. He's going to be the new leader now. If you know that name, that's because he was the co-founder and former CEO of Twitch. You couldn't write this stuff, honestly. Like, and then obviously here's a big massive spiel from Emmett Shear here about becoming the CEO or interim CEO of OpenAI. So that's me right out. In favour of the Twitch CEO. Wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. This is mental. You know, the whole Steve Jobs debacle was like probably the only thing comparable to this. Like this is nuts. But anyway, after going over all that, what I think happened, right? Again, it's all hearsay, it's all speculation at the moment. We don't really know what happened, but what it looks like's happened, and it's not really that complicated. There is a lot of sort of conspiracy theories and stuff, obviously, coming out the woodwork. But what I think's happened is Sam's obviously had quite a close relationship with Microsoft, right? And both him and Microsoft are trying to push AI forward. AI is at a place right now where it's advancing quickly. Some people don't like it, and some people are trying to, put the brakes on a bit. I'm not entirely sure why the board of OpenAI would be those people, because it's their business. You think that they would stand to gain from that, but anyway, that's the only thing that makes sense to me, right? So I think the board has had one opinion about, where the product's at and, how fast things are going, how fast they should be going. Sam, sort of behind closed doors, has maybe been, working on some other stuff and talks with Microsoft and things like that, sort of bypassing the board, basically. He's been in direct talks with Microsoft without the board involved. That's what I think's happened. He's been directly in a direct relationship with Microsoft, which probably wasn't what the board had in mind, basically, with the relationship with Microsoft. So, that's my opinion, anyway, of what happened. The board didn't like it. They got a bit jealous of the little relationship they had going, and they basically wanted to cut ties, basically. And it really bit them. I don't know what the future of OpenAI looks like now, especially with Microsoft gaining the brain behind it, and probably the top guys on the teams as well, that were a bit behind everything going on there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how this story develops. And yeah, wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think happened down in the comments. I'm going to try and post a bit more. I've not been posting much. It just whenever this wild stuff happens. I've been a bit busy recently, but I might actually make another video sort of going over that, because I think some of the stuff that's been happening with me recently might be quite good for developers, people trying to get into the market and things, or things like similar to that, right? I think I've had a lot of things going on recently that could be useful for people to hear, so I'm going to maybe make a little video about that. But anyway, like I said, comment below, like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one. If there's any updates on this, I'll try and make another video on it, but it's developing fast, and it's a wild one. So anyway, like, subscribe, all that, comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.